Hey, how's it going everyone? I'm DCSG81 and welcome for another comparisons video. Yes, today I'll be doing some comparison with this Marvel Legends movie Venom versus the one from the newly announced SH Figuarts Venom. And since the figure has not been released yet, all I can compare with are the prototype pictures with this figure. But don't worry, I'm not going to compare about how good looking that is or how bad looking this is, kind of things. Yeah, I would like to compare with the articulation and posability of the Marvel Legends versus the SH Figuarts. So let's get started by looking at this very natural standing pose of both figures. Yes, I would say that they both looks very similar. Of course, I think that the SH Figuarts will have a better paints, better details in terms of the muscle definitions, the veins and things like that. And next is some pretty dynamic poses of Venom, and as you can see, the Marvel Legends can do pretty well as well. And this next picture, you can see that both of them can pose pretty similar. The only thing different is my skill in doing the pose. Yeah, I don't have a very good skill in posing, so I do apologize for that. And this next picture, you can see their poses are pretty similar as well, except for the one from Marvel Legends doesn't have the extra tentacles for it. And I think the best comparison will be these pictures that you can see some kind of superhero landing pose. You can see that the Marvel Legends one can do a pretty similar pose. The last two pictures are something like a charging forward pose that you can see. Yes, the one from the Marvel Legends can pull it off pretty well too. During the posing time, I noticed the Marvel Legends is actually lacking of 3 articulations, which is the neck articulations, butterfly joints, as well as a toe shovels. Why do I talk about these 3 articulations point that is missing? Is because during my posing time, when I try to mimic the one from the SH Figuarts, the SH Figuarts can looks very natural, but not the one from the Marvel Legends. And the most serious one is the lacking of the neck articulation, whereby you can see it doesn't have any neck articulations. So the moment that you try to make him looking up, the head will actually come off. Yep, so this is the parts that the Marvel Legend is losing out. And at the same time, there is no waist articulations for this Marvel Legends as well, but because the torso can turn pretty well, so it actually kind of like compensate for the missing waist articulations. So after doing all the poses that trying to mimic the SH Figuarts one, I would really say that the Marvel Legends one is pretty good already. So the articulation isn't that bad, except for the lacking that I spoke about just now. The paint, I believe this is still acceptable. And of course, for the accessory part, the Marvel Legends will be losing out to the SH Figuarts, because the SH Figuarts does come with 3 extra tentacles, 2 for the back and 1 for the extra head that is coming out. Yeah, that's about it. So in my final conclusion, I would say that this Marvel Legends Venom is good enough, because it is not very far apart as compared to the SH Figuarts, but the price itself is very far different with this Marvel Legends. So I do hope that this comparison do provide some helps or give you some comfort that you don't need to spend the extra kind of money. And I'll catch you again in my next video. As always, I hope you can check out this comparison video right over here.